으로 진화하는 거. Wow, what a shot, what a crowd, what a night. And that was only game one. Welcome back to Champion Summer Grand Finals, guys. I'm Go, that's Monty Crystal, and with us is none other than CLG's own AD Gary Doublelift. How you doing, man?
I'm doing really well. I'm happy to be with you, Noah, and my coach Monty. You guys are the best.
He's coaching your mic stuff too already.
Dude, what
Look
the?
at that.
Nobody's ever taught me how to do anything. He didn't coach me this way.
Monty can coach literally everything, apparently.
I'm sorry.
There you
I have
go.
an alpaca with me too.
That's right.
Is that because you're a Def fan?
It was given to me, and Arrow doesn't really have anything interesting about him, so yes, I'm a Def fan now.
All right, well, so that brings us to game one. Like, Arrow may not be too interesting, but his team won. So, I mean, did you expect Samsung to take this match? What do you think's going to happen now?
I didn't expect KTA to play so well, but honestly, I think that game, Samsung Blue played really well stalling on Baron with their comp, and I swear to God, they outplayed KTA really bad, and they just got outcomped. Like, Maokai would just get Zillion sped and flash into the backline, and every time basically that combo was up, they lost the team fight. So it just really sucks that they got a comp that bad.
Yeah, and also, I mean, I really feel that that game was as long as it was because the KT Heroes did play out the vision around Baron actually very poorly, because with the squishiness of the composition and the immobility of Kog'Maw, really, probably Dade should have died sooner had they controlled that vision just a little bit better, given the advantages that you're talking about with the KT Heroes composition.
Well, yeah, we saw it over and over again where they would have this opportunity and then they would kind of just mill around by the Baron pit, and they didn't really look like they knew what they wanted, but then they always managed to find that pick, get that team fight with the combo that you were talking about. Is that something that they can really rely on, though, for a best of five? Like, I mean, if you're Samsung Blue, you're probably going to have a plan to make sure that doesn't happen again, right?
Well, I think Dade is a god. Like, I didn't know that he played AP Kog'Maw, and when he picked it, I was like, that is not his style at all. You know, I consider him like a TF Zed kind of player, and not like a super, super long-range hypercarry poker like AP Cog. It's just so different from what I expect him to play.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because when we kind of look back at previous super long-range hypercarry pokers like Nidalee that were popular in the meta this season, Dade didn't play Nidalee at all. And this was at the peak of Nidalee last season where they won without playing Nidalee. So that was pretty impressive in and of itself.
Yep, I think he played really well, and if he just had a front line that game, he definitely would have just hard carried. Like, those Rs, like his accuracy on Cog R is super impressive, probably the best I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was insane. Like, do you think the Nidalee pick really kind of hurt Samsung Blue quite a bit? Because, like you said, there was no front line for Dade. When you go for something like a mid Kog'Maw, do you really want to have the Nidalee where it's so easy to lane swap against it and take advantage of it?
You know, I don't know.
Can Nidalee work in this
Ask
case
Monty
is
about
what I'm
this.
asking. What do you think?
Nidalee's great in a 4-1 split. I think the difference that I would have made myself in the team comp that Samsung Blue was running is instead of running Lee Sin, to run Nunu there instead, because at least he provides some zone and some peel for your carries in terms of Tristana and Kog'Maw, so that he can kind of stand there, they can get the damage down that they need, and then the resets can start happening from Trist.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. So we've talked a lot about the game, but like, you've been here in Korea for a couple weeks now. You've been here before. You've lived here for a little bit before. Have you been to Busan though before now?
No, actually, this is my very first time in Busan. And
So what do you
it's
think
great.
about Busan?
It's awesome. I didn't know that this was a beach city, and this place
really?
has like amazing seafood. Obviously, like the finals is on the beach, so everyone who's watching the broadcast should know this is a beach city. And I mean, the people are super great. Apparently, they speak with an accent, but they're really hospitable to me, even though I'm a foreigner.
Yeah, actually, like, I have a hard time understanding the people down here sometimes because I'm used to the Seoul accent and my Korean's bad. So that accent's even worse for me, actually. But you're right.
Nice.
They do. It's very strong.
All right.
So there you go.
Well, we'll be back with more members of CLG after the next game, too.
Let's file through them. Yep.
That's right. Let's go through them. Talk about the games a little bit for you guys. So we're going to wrap up with the interview of Peter, Doublelift Peng. Going back to NA. Excited about playoffs, buddy?
Yep, I'm coming back to America to take what's mine, so get ready.
Whoa. All right.
안녕하세요. KT A팀의 레이저 유병건 카카입니다. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. KT A팀의 귀염둥이 막내 루키입니다. 와!
KT 에로즈의 역사에 대해 오늘 알아보도록 할 거예요.
저도 2년 정도 있었는데
그 1년 전 얘기. before 1년.
한번 보러 가죠.
자, 그럼 우리 다 같이 역사 속으로 한번 가볼까요?
가볼까요?
레디, 고!
고고고.
자, 때는 2012년 10월 10일 KT 롤스타가 활약에 참가. 이야, 멤버 좀 보세요. 당신 난다 긴다 하는 이 형들이 KT A들의 조상님이죠. 이 사람들 누군지 알아? 이 사람들이 그냥 너의 큰형님들이 화석이야, 화석.
뭐야? 그래서 이 사람도 뭐해?
원록형은 저기 브라질. 강수는 그냥 중국의 매드라이프. 딸짱아. 히로 형도 중국 가 있지. 전 세계로 퍼져나가는 우리 KT. 대만의 다음 시즌 원록형이 빠지고 내가 들어왔는데
카카오입니다. 그렇습니다. 카카오 B팀의 정글러로 맹활약하다가 A팀으로 이정한 이적.
그런데 탈락을 했어 11강 때. 안돼, 난 잘했어. 어?
이거 안 되지.
못하는 팀에서 빛나는 정글러가 리얼 정글, 리얼 실력. 오케이?
그 다음은 어떻게 됐어? 그 다음 시즌?
다음 시즌?
어.
다음 시즌 하원형 와가지고 뭐 사라졌지 그냥. 그냥 탈락했는데 뭐 시즌이야? 어?
그 다음 시즌. 우리 시즌, 우리 시즌. 어?
낯선 얼굴들이 많아요. KT 그 유니폼 입은.
하찬 형이랑 나랑 찬 형이 왔어. 썸데이랑.
이때도 떨어졌잖아.
아니 말을 똑바로 해야지. 나만 탓한 게 아니야. 형들도 있었잖아.
근데 할 말이 많은 게 이번 시즌 돌풍은 내가 만들어야겠다 하고 들어갔는데 뱀픽이 꼬였어. 갑자기 니달리를 한데 내 창을 못 맞춰서 졌어. 내 창을 못 맞춰서 졌어. 내 창을 못 맞춰서 졌어.
그때 탈락하고 어땠어?
탈락하고
어.
여기 내가 있을 곳이 아니구나.
진짜 듣고 있으니까 짜증이 치밀어 오른다 진짜. 다음 시즌 이제 넘어가자. 자, 드디어 새 최정의 그냥 카카오가 나왔다. 이때 속았어 솔직히. 애들이 팀게임을 하니까 진짜 완전 찐이야. 16강 탈락 생각하고 있었는데 기적적으로 진짜 SK K 잡고 올라갔잖아. 버스트 블러드를 딴 에로. 그때 이길 줄 알았어?
이 경기에서 퍼스트 블러드로.
너 진짜 잘지.
형 뭐야?
그냥 주승 오지.
근데 랜선 잘 타는 것도 실력이야. 랜선 잘 타야 돼.
진짜 내가 봤을 때 K 안 잡고 올라갔으면 A팀에 관심도 없어. 우리가 K 잡고 올라갔으면 와, KT 에로즈 K를 잡고 엄청난 피지컬로 올라갔습니다. 이런 띄워주는 게 있는데 S 잡고 올라갔으면 8강의 고비를 맞은 에로즈 이번 시즌은 과연 어떻게 될까요? 이런 밋밋한 거밖에 없단 말이야. 그때부터 우리가 슬슬 올라가기 시작한 거 같아.
그게 이 썸머 때 터진 거지.
16강 때는 거의 무조건 올라갈 거라고 확신했고
슈드 이기고 S도 뭐
S 딱 이길 거야 생각했어?
이거 생각했어 솔직히.
나도.
그냥 나 이렇게 힘든 것 같지도 않았어. 확실히 전 시즌보다는 연습량도 늘고 뭔가 해보겠다는 마음이 좀 늘어서 우리가 열심히 한 게 아닐까?
이번 시즌보다 좋아진 게 말을 안 해도 알아서 하더라고. 드디어 이제 사람이구나 이 사람들. 그냥 좀 느꼈으니까. 지금까지 2년간의 KT 에로즈의 역사를 알아봤는데요. 이번에 결승 많이 응원 부탁드리고요. 지금까지 2년간 카카오
송우진 루키였습니다.
And we are back at the Champion Summer Grand Finals, and Arrow gets the MVP for game one. A stellar game on that Corki.
Yep. Grouped at the right times, got some good siege off, managed to counteract a lot of Samsung Blue's quick poke. Did give up first blood though.
True, he did, but
He overcommitted a little bit, but
the most important is last blood.
the most important is when you solo the other AD carry.
Yeah, that's also helpful too. Didn't even need a big one, wow.
Yeah.
Not
And
bad.
here we go again. Arrow going to follow up on Sunday's flash twisted advance.
I love that they took out the wind-up and twisted advances, made it such a much cooler skill to use.
And there we go, just using a ton of damage there in the
yeah.
middle of the fight. And some more flashes burned to get forward and to clean up those kills. That was the pivotal pick that really turned this game around and allowed the KT Arrows to win. Triple kill for Arrow. Here we go again. Arrow sitting back, just kind of getting those rockets off and then using them right on those grouped up enemies. Comes back to chase off Dade from around the side. Dade has to low go, still can't get away thanks to the zillion speed onto Arrow.
You know, a big part of that too that we haven't talked about is that I felt like Rookie did really well on Rise. He was there, he didn't die, he farmed well, he was a big part of the team fights. Kind of flew under the radar that game, but we had questions going into it. How would his Rise be? And I think the answer is really good.
Well, he's a fantastic player. We will be switching sides. Blue on blue side this time. Arrows moving on over to red
Yep.
as we get into game two. But what a great way to start out this series.
Oh,
Very
man.
back and forth.
Really, I feel like it really speaks to the personalities of these teams. I feel like we got to see both teams really kind of in their element.
Yeah, you got to see the Arrows early lead. You got to see them struggle a little bit with some vision control and some objective control.
But then a
in the
twist
mid and
in the
late
story.
game.
KT wins it.
But then KT wins it.
Yeah.
And you saw how well Samsung Blue played around that Baron. They stalled it out really longer than they had any right to.
Very true. Well, we are moments away, guys, seconds even, from moving into the game that will determine if the KT Arrows will take a 2-0 lead and put themselves one game away from taking the Champion Summer Grand Finals, or if Samsung Blue will be able to bring it back and tie things up here on the absolutely stunning scenery of the Hyundai Beach in Busan, Seoul, or Busan, South Korea. Everything's in Seoul. All right, let's get into it. Picks and bans for game number 2. And before we even get to the screen, Lee Sin banned out against Kakao.
Well, Lee Sin banned this game. Did make it through to a first rotation pick from Blue last time around. Oriana taken out again for Samsung Blue. Arrows going back to those Zed and that Thresh ban.
Yep.
And you know, Thresh really hasn't been a priority pickup for Hachani. He's played it, but definitely prefers the Alistar when it's available. Blue may last ban the Alistar right here unless they have plans to first pick it.
Yeah, you definitely do want to keep Thresh away from Heart, though. He is so good right now, man. Him and Mata, the top Thresh players, in my opinion.
Yeah, with the Alistar ban, the Maokai will be banned last.
There we go.
Lulu's still available. Kassadin
Oh.
has made it through. That is a champion that Dade is extremely good on.
Did we just see Dade get Kassadin?
Yes,
Wow.
we did. All
We
right.
did.
Well, it goes through.
And Rise and Kazakhs possibly. The Kazakhs certainly working out for Kakao in game number 1. But will he be able to do it 2 games in a row? And Rookie,
Well, the thing about Rise is that against Kassadin, because Kassadin no longer has a silence, if he jumps anywhere near Rise, you can just Rune Prison him.
Yeah,
and he's
that's
a lot
true.
easier to deal with right now
Yeah.
than he used to be. So Rise is kind of a newer counter pick up against this Kassadin, and that will be the Kazakhs' priority pick again. Very interesting to see it go first rotation.
huh. 2 picks over to Samsung Blue now. Let's see what they decide to grab for their second rotation of picks here.
KT Arrows have gotten star stickers on their face. Their coach comes and gives them a star for their hard work.
That's right. They 100%ed the spelling test, so they get a star. Kakao gets multiple stars, not too bad. Okay.
Arrows deviating from those early AD carry picks that we were talking about coming into this match. In fact, they've deprioritized Kog'Maw entirely after picking him 5 out of 5 games in their semifinal.
Well, you got to bring something new to the grand finals. You certainly can't stick with what you've been doing all season. We've seen teams lose because of that cough, cough, CJ Blaze, cough, cough.
That's right.
And so Nami Kog'Maw, the strong bot lane, picked up by Blue.
Very strong lane. It's going to be putting a lot of pressure down, and they have to pick up a strong duo lane because they need to relieve pressure from mid lane
Yeah.
in order to get this Kassadin to farm. And they're going towards a very, very good late game. Right now, of course, Kazakh's an all-rounder. We're still on 4-13.
Wow, I mean, KT Arrows, I guess, saying if it's not broke, don't fix it, going with so far a nearly identical comp. They can't put Maokai in there, obviously, but what do you think would be a good substitute?
It's going to be interesting to see who they play in the
Yeah,
top
I wonder.
lane right here. They're waiting for a top lane pick to come in from Samsung. Now, it could be a top lane Cassidy and a mid lane Jace.
Oh, yeah, that could
Also
be
a
too.
possibility. We do see top lane Cassidy. Someday has played that champion in a blind pick game.
We've seen it built to AP and to AD as well.
Yeah, Trinity Force. Usually 90% of the time
Usually
you build with
AP,
AP,
yeah.
though.
All right. Well, if that Mundo gets locked in, we're definitely seeing that Cassidy go to the mid lane. And Elise for Spirit, a strong jungle pickup.
And the KT Euros, we saw them do this against SKTS in the semifinal as well. They picked pretty much identical compositions until they lost with it. In fact, they had picked identical compositions in game 1 and game 2. Won game 1, lost game 2.
That's true, yeah.
And so
Ooh, really?
their attitude is, we've got this composition that we like, that we think we're going to get the picks of, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's the onus is on you to beat us, and that's going to be
And
a
they
top
locked it
lane
in.
Riven.
Wow, someday bringing the top lane Riven, something we have not seen in Champions for a long, long time.
This is very aggressive, of course, from the KT Heroes,
Of
very
course,
all
yes.
in. And they bring back the Corki Zillion bottom lane for that early game pressure. They are going to perhaps get poked out a little bit early, though, by this Kog'Maw. We'll see.
Well, I mean, the thing is, too, is that Maokai obviously has that strong engage, and the threat to the Zillion ult on him is really good. I feel like the same thing could certainly apply to Riven once she gets going, too.
Yeah, and with Corki being able to babysit himself, and you have the Zillion ult after 6 when Kog'Maw and Nami get very strong together, they should be pretty well protected. Rookie just going to look to kind of farm it out with Dade in the mid lane. But the combination of Riven and Kha'Zix is insane burst damage, and Acorn is going to have a very difficult time staying alive in his lane.
Yeah, absolutely. We may not see that Mundo get to that tanky late game that we see him get to. And Rookie bringing the rise again. Played really well with it in game number 1. But Dade, man, getting a champion that he was, I guess you could say, born to play. Kassadin is definitely his style.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be really interesting to see this go down.
Yeah.
That Riven is so potent. Doesn't have Ignite, has to take Teleport just due to the meta right now. If the lane swap comes in, you need TP to catch minion waves and make sure you don't fall behind at an extraordinary XP disadvantage.
Indeed. Well, here we go, guys. Game number 2. Can Samsung Blue tie it up? Or will the KT Arrows get a 2-0 lead? Let's get in the game and find out. Welcome to Summoner's Rift. You know, using the vertigo camera shot with Dade, I feel like cements his serial killer image even more. Just my opinion. Here we go, guys. Samsung Blue versus the KT Arrows. Blue looking to tie it up, but can they do it against the Arrows that have certainly arrived in Busan with more tricks up their sleeves than they had in the semifinals?
Well, the problem with their composition, and this Riven pick did change it around dramatically, because as we saw the Arrows trying to scale last game, if this Riven doesn't get ahead early, and yes, it is easy to get the Riven ahead early, but if it doesn't, I mean, the scaling from Mundo is going to vastly outstrip the KT Arrows, especially because they have the Corki as well. So the Zillion may be able to keep them alive, though, as long as they've got the revive onto the Riven. May be able to keep her around long enough, but just generally speaking, going an even gold into the late game.
Oh,
Deft.
damage onto Deft. Deft walking into a bush he should not have been in. And Hart, though, did take that ebb and flow first, so he'll be able to do a little bit of sustain. And Deft is going to go back anyway.
Yeah, loop through the top side of the jungle, though, as they see 2 on the bottom side, so they do get some nice deep wards in. Mundo heading top. And they may be trying to 1v1 and 2v2 this.
I wonder, yeah.
Risky.
It's looking like standard lanes.
Now, the thing about Riven and jungle as a top jungle combo is that when you have there's no CC with Kha'Zix or Riven really, or very, very little of it. So it may be difficult to lock down Mundo, which means they have to kill him pre-6. Because once he gets his ult, they're just not going to be able to kill him fast enough unless they already have a significant lead.
Right.
So Kakao, is he going to try something crazy like a level 2 gank? He's starting top side, which is not where you would expect him to start in this situation. You'd expect him to start blue, go to red, and then try and make a play onto Mundo. But instead, starting red, going to blue.
Yeah.
And he'll be on bottom side of the map, so it looks like he's going to farm it out for a little bit.
Now Deft helping out a little bit with that red does mean he's a bit behind Arrow early on, and they will get pushed back.
Meanwhile, Elise starting the opposite jungle path, so maybe looking for this Riven, or at least to chunk her and push out some of her aggression. You can see someday.
I think that's what you need to do. You don't need to necessarily kill the
Well,
Riven.
you're not going to kill the Riven.
Yeah, exactly. But that's all you need to do is poke him out. Dade and Rookie really getting to be a great rivalry in Korea right now. Dade, of course, as you would expect, pushed back a little bit to begin with, but that may change as the game goes on.
Yeah, a lot of people who don't watch Champions, they know Faker, they know Dade as being very skilled, but Rookie, I mean, he's right up there with these guys.
Well, they call him Faker Jr.
Yeah,
you
they
know,
do.
that was his nickname when he first came into the scene. Faker Jr., and he's really lived up to it, you know, and you know what? He's in the finals and Faker's not, so there you go. Spirit watching, and he's gonna catch someday, and here's that poking we were talking about. Cleaver does land. There's a slow repel from Spirit. Helps him get a little bit more damage onto Someday, and they got the flash. Man, they got everything they wanted out of that.
Yeah, this is why I found the jungle pathing for Kakao a little bit interesting this game. So that was a free play on their pressure lane.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Kakao hasn't been able to turn his choice of pathing and buff start into much right now. So he's definitely fallen a little bit behind early on. He does get the first recall, grabs a ward in the Spirit Stone, going back up to top side at the moment.
Well, meanwhile in bot lane, it's been pretty bloodthirsty as both AD carries have taken a lot of damage. A lot of trading going on, but that's as it should be with the range of the two-spell Thief's Edge. Wow, Dade, look at that.
Yeah, it is obviously going to be a little bit hard because Dade has that shorter range and Ryze is able to kind of run up at him.
Well, it was also a lot easier back when you had the silence too, right?
Yep.
You know, I mean, you wouldn't have that many spells coming at you to begin with.
It's really interesting because this matchup has changed so much, as we were talking about. Just Ryze so good against Castle and
Oh, here we
teamfights
go.
as well.
Kakao coming in. They're going to try to get a play on the Dade. There's a flash after the flash from Dade, and Root Prison locks him up. First blood to Kakao, and there's a double Aqua Prison. A little bit more damage. I guess it didn't trap Arrow, but still. Nice gank onto Dade.
Now their allegedly powerful Riven lane is having a lot of problems. Someday has been zoned off a couple waves right now and is falling actually behind in CS, even though he's got a lot of creeps moving towards him. So they haven't been able to abuse that, but they do start to get Ryze rolling, keep that Kassadin down.
Well, someday maybe playing a champion that he doesn't have as much experience on. We certainly haven't seen him play it any time in the recent past.
Yeah,
sure.
Definitely not something that he plays competitively until now.
Kakao is definitely starting to make his presence felt too. That gank in the mid lane, now stealing Wraiths. Just starting to be that bully that he wants to be. The self-proclaimed best jungler in Korea.
Best jungler in the world, I think he said.
Oh, my bad, world. Well, if he wins Worlds, no one can argue with him then.
Hey man, it's not just about winning. You can be the best.
That is true. You can be the best and not win.
It's a team game.
Yep.
That's how it works.
I mean, I don't win a lot of games, but I'm the best.
All right.
So there you go. Perfect example.
Use it to justify that.
I can't think of a better
Thank
example.
you for twisting my logic.
There you go. Happy to twist your logic any day.
Well, Rookie, already level 6. Dade trying to come back to lane. He's got a Mana Crystal. Not a lot of survivability, however, yet.
No, not yet. Good damage, though. Wanting to be that bully. Deep ward from Spirit. Going to be able to check things out. Good early warding, actually, from Samsung Blue in the enemy jungle. They've got that set up for the blue buff as it comes up in about a minute or so.
I'm not sure this is a good idea. They're not going to have control over their enemy's blue side because
it's going to be tough.
Ryze is going to have pressure in the mid lane. So this is a lot of warding. Now they get the deep wards in. They'll get vision, but
Whoa, Arrow over the wall onto Heart. Gets a lot of damage done. Knows that Heart can't answer it very much. Meanwhile, action in the mid lane. Ghost activated by Dade. They're going to jump in. There's another kill onto Dade, rather. Ghost activated by Rookie. and that helped him get the kill. Spirit has to escape into his own jungle. Dade getting shut down pretty hard.
But Arrow has been out of lane for a while right now. Some pretty awkward movements by him, and now he's fallen behind in terms of experience. Here we go. Someday coming in, not level 6 yet. Acorn has to blow his ult.
Yep. And again, that takes away a lot of ganking potential for the KT Arrows. Now that Mundo is level 6.
Yeah, Deft has gotten an edge on this Corki before 6 as well. It's only going to get worse once Deft does have his ultimate to spam over the minion wave, because that's the advantage, of course, is that Corki has to thread those rockets in between minions. Well, Deft doesn't have to worry about that. He can trade through a minion wave just fine, or over rather.
Pretty much. Well, for now, a little bit of a quiet moment as Rookie just farms. Looks like Dade may be going back to get ready for that blue. Oh, meanwhile, in the bot lane, Deft taking a lot of damage. Those bombs, pretty scary. And Achani, of course, did pick up that tier. If you don't, Zillion's pretty mana heavy.
Yeah, you really do have to get that item very early on, but it does delay some of your vision control, of course. Not picking up that sight stone, and so there's a pink ward being pinged in the river right now by the KT Arrows. They're letting Kakao know that it's there. He's not going to gank. There is a green ward in his jungle, so they're keeping some good tabs onto Kakao. But it's okay for Samsung Blue to be behind a little bit, just due to their scaling. You have to expect some deaths, and they haven't come on Mundo. Mundo's still staying even in CS, which is great.
Someday, Acorn trying to get him to come in, being very aggressive now, gets him down to about half health, and Someday just going to be forced out of lane. Meanwhile, Arrow really low. Will they get a kill? Zillion ult comes down. Deft getting ready, tries to get one onto Hachani. Then Deft sticking around for a long time. Flashing. Can he do it? No. Arrow gets the kill. And now Hart a little bit on his own here. In a bit of trouble, he may go down, and there's a bloodthirsty Nami to even things up.
Yeah, both supports getting the kills right there, actually. And
that's what I like to see.
That was some nice pathing by Hart, because he blocked some of the damage coming in from Arrow in terms of his rockets in order to give the kill over to Hachani instead. So at least he saved a kill onto the AD carry support for support. Not a lot gained from either team.
Dade just continuing to be really bullied in this mid lane. Kakao coming in to help Rookie get a little bit of extra turret damage done.
Yeah, 35 CS up on this Rise right now.
It's pretty huge.
That is a tremendous advantage on a champion that's only going to get stronger as the game goes on. Now we're going to start seeing perhaps a setup for Dragon right here, nearly 10 minutes into the game. Teleport used by Mundo on top lane. Someday had done the same thing, however.
True enough, so no teleport advantage for either side at the moment. We'll see who bites first on Dragon. Or will Dragon bite last?
Someday has gone for the triple longsword build. We typically see this on Zed players who will turn it into a Brutalizer and a Vamp Scepter eventually, but it's for the very early game powers like Arrow.
Arrow getting a bit caught. Can they lock him down enough with Hart, though? There's a nice Aqua Prism. They catch him with the Cocoon as well, and he goes down, and that's going to secure this Dragon for the KT Arrows. They'll take it, and they'll get out. Only losing Arrow.
Really sloppy positioning. Second time in 2 games that Arrow's died rather unfortunately in the river by getting caught out like that. He needs to make sure that he doesn't get collapsed on.
I suppose it distracted Samsung enough. I don't know. He's got that going for him anyway.
Made that Dragon even riskier. But Acorn happy to just farm up on the top side. Sunday's time was wasted. Acorn going to get some more XP, some more farm as a result of that. Looks like he's got a nice freeze developed up in the top lane as well. So Someday going to have to overextend if he wants to farm instead. Someday wants to go for the doubles.
Will we see it? It's been such an aggressive game in lanes, just so much trading. And that's the kind of game Kakao loves, man. And now they're going to go into Hart. A bit of damage coming in from Deft, and it looks like Spirit is coming down. They have to be so careful. Oh man, Deft is low, he needs his jungler, and it looks like Arrow's gonna go all in. They get the kill, Zillion ult comes out, but here's Spirit. Can they turn it around? Achani dies, and Arrow in big trouble. Goodbye. Double kill for Spirit.
You can see how reckless the Arrows are in some of these plays. They didn't know where the enemy jungler was. Their jungler was nowhere near their lane, and they still engage in that kind of all-in, and they gets turned around on them. That's the risk you take. And they don't have vision control over the river, at least really could have been anywhere. They don't have really any vision of the bottom side of red buff, and that's the price you pay.
They don't just go ham, man. They go for the whole pot roast. Crazy stuff.
Well said, but pot roast are typically beef.
Oh, that's right. Well, I mean, see, beef, more substance than ham. It fits. You can roast a ham in a pot. I mean, technically speaking, it's anything really that is roasted in a pot.
All right, Daw. You're gonna give me your recipe for pot roast after this.
That's right. It's a recipe for glory.
Defensive pink wards, though, from the KT Arrows, they haven't been too interested in getting deep wards into the enemy jungle, just more preventing pathing through their own side. And those have been up for quite a while, but Samsung Blue seems happier to counteract plays that are coming in rather than making aggressive plays of their own. And since they have the information they need, why not?
You've got like the fireworks face-off between these two AD carries, man.
Yeah, it's the Chinese New Year skins for both.
I guess so. Oh, we can take some damage. Dade trying to keep that turret alive.
Well, he just needs to push this in with his ultimate right now. Heal up using that spell vamp.
Yep.
And then he can get the last auto attack down onto that tower.
He'll not even do it, letting the minions handle it.
Oh.
Dade not allowing that to happen. I think it would have been worth it to walk up and auto that once.
We'll see. I mean, they're doing well against Dade in the laning phase. They're denying him a lot of CS. Rookie is trading efficiently, and since it can literally be walked up to without a minion wave and knocked down at any time, sometimes you want to keep your opponent a little further forward.
I suppose.
And
Johnny coming all the way down from top now.
as a result of that tower being up still too, he's going to catch that minion wave a little closer to his turret instead of pushing it into a location where Kassadin would be able to farm more efficiently.
I see. That does help. Cannon minion. There we go. And the mid turret goes down. So KT even on kills and that first turret of the game. Okay, so there's a teleport up for Acorn. Takes it back to the top lane. So now Someday will have that edge for a little while anyway.
Now Acorn has gone for a Sunfire Cape first on Mundo, meaning that he wants to continue to split push against this Riven.
Yeah.
And considering he's gone even, he's in a really good place. He's going to be able to clear out minion waves very quickly and deal with Riven if he needs to. Riven just not getting that early advantage. Kakao not ganking up at the top side.
Yeah, you know, that surprises me a bit. You'd think they want to kind of boost this Riven against the Mundo. Nice catch on that Aqua Prison, but it seemed interesting that Kakao wasn't ever up there to gank.
Yeah, not to harp on this, but Kakao starting at red and going to blue was I think, the wrong choice in this game.
It's certainly starting to look that way, yeah, because I mean, yeah, Kassadin's scary, but if you want your Riven to be successful, you need to shut down that window.
It doesn't matter when the mid lane really where you start in terms of your buffs because you can gank from either side. It's that you want to make sure that you're there, and the Elise did a lot of work, blew that flash very early on, made it so Someday couldn't play as aggressively as he would like to, and that gave Acorn a lot of free farm, put him in the position he's in right now. 0 deaths and ahead in terms of CS.
Pretty good stuff. And meanwhile, the duo just dueling the bot lane. Brutalizer picked up for Someday. But I think he's going to need more than that.
A little bit of Dade's time wasted coming up to the top side just because Someday will not play forward, continues just to do the double golems instead. And so he's just been kind of on his own up here. And he's been playing like it, just conservative play, farm-oriented play.
Yep. More of what we saw in game 1, but this time it's not going as well.
Well, purely because of the champion. Not to say that Riven couldn't become a monster at any moment, because that's the constant danger when you're facing a Riven.
Right. You just get like one team fight where you get a triple kill, and suddenly Riven is terrifying from then on.
Well, Trinity forces for both of these champions. Deft has zoomed out to a CS lead, courtesy of that level 6.
Yep.
And Dade starting to get it together as well. His rod wasn't too delayed.
Dragon up in 10 now, and no real wards around. KT does have that nice ward behind the pit, though, which is kind of good for seeing if anyone is coming to try to put more vision around the area.
Yeah, they need to go after this dragon now.
They really should, yeah.
They have that big CS lead on Ryze. He's got some defensive MR items as well, which will help against the Mundo and Kog'Maw poke.
Acorn already on his way down again. No teleport for him, so he has to walk it. Someday does have teleport, but
Someday does not want to team fight right now. What he needs to focus on is going after this tower. And wow, what an interesting buy. Someday with the cooldown boots into a distortion enchantment early in this game.
Wow. Samsung Blue trying to take this dragon. Are they going to get denied? Someday trying to trade it for the top turret. Looks like Samsung Blue might get it. No, there's the teleport coming in. Rookie coming from the side, locks up Acorn. Acorn coming in. Spirit does manage to grab the Dragon for his team, but they lose him immediately. Now Kakao trying to get to the back lines and mess up Samsung. Dade goes down, and there's those Riven kills starting to stack up. Rookie grabs one as well, and things are going well for KT Arrows. They will actually nearly ace. Will they do it? Will they get the ace? They will! An ace off of that Dragon for KT Arrows, and that is a massive, massive lead now that they've gotten.
And getting those kills onto the Riven too. 3 of them coming in, just huge.
It's like I said, man, that Riven, if she gets a triple kill, it's lights out.
Yeah, that's going to be really difficult to stop with the split push right now, even with the scaling advantage that Samsung Blue possess. But Rookie coming in, and the issue there is that Rookie already had his cowl and a rod, and that means that in a composition that is mostly magic damage, he's got great defensive stats. You see, going down onto Acorn immediately, Someday coming into the side, killing Spirit, and then zoning Acorn out. Now look at Kakao.
Very nice.
That burst damage, able to just isolate people and chunk them for enormous amounts. Now they tried to give a quadra here to Someday onto Heart, you'll see, but Heart will flash and force Arrow to take that kill instead.
Yep. Not the worst thing in the world to have another kill on your AD carry, I suppose, but Corki already picking up the T-Force and the Magic Pen boots.
Yeah,
And what a lead. I mean, this is, I feel like we're still seeing an aggressive KT Arrows team, but we're seeing them be much more successful in the mid-game, I feel like, tonight.
yeah, and those
Oh, a catch onto Rookie. Could barely see him with all the Samsung players over top. Manages to just walk out, though. Someday coming down to help out. And there's the turret. Oh, they get Spirit under the turret. No way. Dade comes over the wall for some revenge, though. But they're going to end up giving up Acorn. Another double onto Someday, onto Riven. That's terrifying.
Dade on the run right here. He's going to run straight into Rookie.
Episode wanted to catch a Dade. Seems to have worked. Arrow grabs that kill. And now on to Deft. Arrow. Whoa, Arrow sticking around a little bit too long. They had the Zillion ult to keep him safe, but still, got to be careful.
Yeah, they've got the speed up though, so no real danger right there coming in.
Someday gets a turret on top of all of that. Wow.
This is getting to be a really large lead.
This is more of that kind of one-sided KT Arrows games that we saw in some of their quarterfinal, semifinal matches. When they win by a lot.
Yeah.
Like a close game with the KT Arrows like we saw in game one, that's rare for that team. It's rare for them to win a game like that.
Okay, well, Rookie running up the turret, trying to clear this out right now. All right, if the gold lead is acceptable, the gold deficit, I should say, is acceptable for Samsung Blue right now. It cannot get any more than this, however.
Yeah.
And the big concern is, well, how do you stop it from getting any bigger when this Riven is this fed?
Well, they can still certainly come back, but not easily.
Well, they have the scaling edge
Yeah, that is it.
in top and an 80 carry.
Oh boy, a big plan to gank Someday up in top lane, but it looks like it's not going to work out as he's just going to back away. Meanwhile, down in bot turret under threat, and they'll get it easily. 3 turrets to 0 for KTA now as they finish off the bot lane.
Yeah, I want to go back to this because a lot of...
Oh, here we go, play on the hard. Deft has to back away. There's the tidal wave. Arrow gets knocked up, but it doesn't matter. Nearly took down.
This is a 2-man Baron that's happening right now in 20 minutes.
Oh, wow. Samsung trying to sneak it a bit
This
of a
is
desperation
so
Baron.
clever, but they don't have enough manpower to kill it.
I don't think they can do it. Yeah, they cannot two-man this, can they? They would know better than us, but I don't know, man. Someday going back with a lot of gold. They brought Dade in. Does KT know what's going on? I don't think they do. What a sneaky Baron for Samsung Blue. This could change everything.
Oh my.
They got it. They actually got it.
Wow. Okay.
Well, it's
Well,
a brand new game.
They're preying on the KT Arrows' lack of vision control. At 20 minutes, you need to shift some of your wards up into topside, or you have not a large chance, but the enemy always has a chance to sneak that Baron once the 20-minute mark hits.
Right.
So if you don't have any wards up there, and a lot of teams are always, first couple dragons thinking dragon, dragon, dragon. We need the wards on the bottom side of the map, but you have to have something up there, and Someday is very sad.
Yeah, he's like, wait, there should be like a big worm monster thing in this pit, shouldn't there?
Well, a clutch sneak from
Really?
Samsung Blue.
They out KT'd KT there. KT used to be the team
KT
that always
Bullets
steal those
used to
Barons,
be
yeah.
the ones who would do tricks like that, give you the runaround. And that's really going to help Samsung Blue get into this late game, because now the brakes have been put on the KT Arrows train, and they can't just kind of drive straight into the Nexus.
Yeah.
They have to play more cautiously right now. And that may be the crucial time that Samsung Blue needs to just defend and farm it out.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Is Samsung Blue, they're always looking for the opportunity when they get behind to stall things out, to come back, to use that scaling that's in nearly all of their team compositions, and win in the late game.
Yeah, so what I've been trying to say for a long time about this Rise is that early
Yes.
MR that he managed to get, because so much of the damage is magic that's coming out of Samsung Blue. In fact, it's all magic except for Kog'Maw. And even Kog'Maw is partial magic damage, just because Bio-Arcane Barrage will do % health magic damage. The fact that Rise had that big CS lead, that he was able to get some assists in the mid lane and pick up an early cowl, especially at that fight that we saw where he barely didn't die in the first attempt up at top side, meant that it gave the KT Arrows a lot of turnaround time that they wouldn't have otherwise had.
Right. Dragon's back up now, and KT Arrows looking to take this one. They're clearing out some wards in the pit. Now, will Samsung Blue decide to contest this? Top laners occupied with each other at the moment.
And I also think that if Someday were to itemize some MR right now instead of completing the Hydra, that it would just kind of be the nail in the coffin, really, because he can afford the defensive items with how big of a lead he has.
Certainly can. They will get this dragon, though, it looks like. Dade having to defend the mid lane. And that'll be it. Dragon for the KT Arrows. They'll extend that lead to 6,000 gold.
Yeah, they're in a real good spot still.
Yep.
But they have to keep getting those objectives. Clean dragon take. Samsung Blue has just been kind of disinterested in dragons over the course of this series. They've lost most of them so far.
Yeah, that's true. I think they got one, maybe.
Yeah, they got one,
Two,
but
in
then they
each
got
game.
aced.
Yeah, that's right. Won this game, and I think they got one last game, too. The very first one, didn't they? Maybe not. I don't know. I only casted it.
So KT Arrows just going to go ahead and take their red buff. We'll see if they start a push right here as the Baron buff begins to wear off.
I feel like Samsung almost doing KT a favor and having a situation where they don't even need to worry about Baron this game. There we go. Easy. Had a hard time with
Baron
vision
control.
last time.
We'll just take it early.
We'll get it 20 minutes, guys. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Good guys, Samsung Blue, helping KT Arrows out with their problems.
That's right. Good guy, Blue. Or else you're my boy, Blue. Is that what we're trying to say here? I guess.
Okay, here comes the pressure now.
Yep.
Baron should be close to up, and they do see Deft in the bottom lane. Will they trade a tier 1 here for a tier 2?
Well, looks like they certainly can. Yeah, without Def there to defend it, it's going to be pretty easy.
Well, they know Nami and Mundo also not there to defend.
Easy.
They have no wave clear is the issue.
Yeah.
Samsung Blue.
They're continuing on, man.
Well, there's no
KT.
wave clear there. They can do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah. Teleport coming down. They back off now. Anchor coming in. But no one else really there to fight with it.
No,
KT just playing it safe, though.
no more Baron.
Yep. Oh, there's a little bit of damage on that Johnny. Jade trying to do what he can. Oh, there's got to be careful here. That was a ton of damage, actually. Corki, a very fragile champion. Now they have to defend their own mid turrets.
Okay, here we go. Siege coming in.
Well, like you said, though, it's not a lot of wave clear, but at least they've got that Kog'Maw.
Well, one of the problems actually for KT Arrows is once we hit the late game, and if Samsung Blue 5v5 groups, KT Arrows have really poor engage, like really bad engage with this composition. Of course, they do have some distortion boots up, so they'll have their flashes up more frequently, but if they don't flank with Riven or Kha'Zix, the tidal wave is going to be able to stop any kind of engage they have.
Yeah.
And really, truly, they don't have any primary form of engage. They don't have gap closers that aren't really flash, except for Kakao. He's obviously building very squishy. He's not going to last very long. He wants to be the cleanup kind of after the Rise ultimate. And so in order for them to get in rage with all the disengage and all the mobility
Here
is
we go.
difficult.
They caught Acorn. Can they finish him off? No, not quite.
No, they can't do anything. There's no engage.
All right, Hype Killer Christo. Oh, they catch Someday. No kill there either. Spirit, Tidal Wave comes through. They get the knock up on the Arrow. This could be deadly. Arrow has to flash. Dade flashes in zone. He's immediately in death. Comes in to finish him off.
Well,
Whoa!
looks like Samsung Blue's going to win this one, Doha.
I think so, man. I think they've scaled enough. I think they've stayed alive enough that even though KT got that really nice lead that we always see them do, Samsung Blue doing what they always do and just coming back with patience, with methodical play, and they are certainly looking in prime position to take this one. Oh boy, Rookie. Wow, Def just walks right up. And they caught Achani too now. Nice Aqua Prison! And Hart helps secure that one. Kakao decides that he wants to donate too. GG for him. And Deft with the double. Someday coming in. What is KT doing? Filtering in one at a time. Yeah, sure, why not give the triple kill to Kog'Maw? Jeez. KT Arrows. What is going on?
Well, they survived that one. That is a
Meanwhile.
very black night that you're seeing.
Yep, that's right. That shot is basically symbolizing the mood on the KT players right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Not very happy.
how can KT Arrows come back on this one? Lots of minions for Samsung Blue to go ahead and push out at the moment.
Yep.
Another Baron up this time. But KT Arrows, there's not really even a way they can split push efficiently because a 1-4 with Kha'Zix and Rise is not the most efficient way you can actually create a 4-man core to continue sieging.
Well, as strong as that Riven is right now, they definitely need a lot more than that. She's still a bit fragile. Hart taking some damage, but that's okay.
Well,
Heal up pretty easily with Nami.
You just saw the peel and re-engage potential. There's so many gap closers. The AoE knockup able to come in as well. And Mundo is getting more and more and more unkillable as the game goes on.
I would say so. Def grabbing his red buff.
You also notice
Now-
that, Arrow is itemized this game just purely for poke. Trinity Force and Last Whisper. So going for a bit of a different style of build.
Would have worked a bit better if they had been able to kind of continue snowballing that lead. I feel like that's a buying decision where it's like, oh, we're really far ahead, we think. We'll just keep adding on the damage and make it hard for them to come back, but now that may not be as helpful.
Yeah, we'll see. Samsung Blue doesn't have the greatest engage either. They're mostly about counter engage and then using the Cassidon gap closer to catch back up. So pretty much they have to rely on Elise Cocoon, but that's actually more than the KT Arrows have without summoners. So
Oh, wow, he got it. Nice little red steal. Arrow stealing his own red back, rather.
great vision control topside
Yep.
from Samsung Blue. And can they finally take this tier 1 top turret? Acorn pulling off those minion waves for just a second. Someday going in.
Yep, that's right. Meanwhile, Dragon being taken down the bottom by Samsung. Looks like Acorn should get away without his ultimate. Actually, he's in a bit of trouble. There's no turret there anymore. Arrow, he's going to come in. Okay, there's a cleaver onto Arrow, but either way, Acorn looks like he's in trouble. Might as well have just sat there and killed the turret, in my opinion, but I guess
Top though,
he's
they're
going to go down.
filing mid.
Yeah, that's right. Will they be able to do anything with it, though?
They actually should have gone bottom right there. That was a bit of a mistake. They were actually, that's such a hard call because had they gone bottom, they could have given up Baron. So, but they have vision over that area. Could have been a little less worried. I think they could have just sent Cassidon bottom to put some pressure onto the tier 2. And in fact, they're going bottom right now regardless. This may prompt a Baron play. Acorn has his TP up, but 25 seconds till revive.
Yeah. Looks like Samsung Blue will be able to claim this bot lane tier 2 turret almost. They've got a lot of minions. Maybe they'll be able to finish it off. We'll
Yeah,
see.
they just get out of there. They know they've got the
Oh, yeah.
damage. No
Someday.
need to take the risk. Samsung Blue may have a goal deficit, but don't be confused. They're in the lead right now.
Right. Yeah, strategically, they're pretty far ahead. Well, Samsung Blue wanting to finish off that bot lane tier 2 turret. Checking the brush just to make sure there's not a Riven hiding in there. Can blow up your 80 carries pretty quick.
Yeah, Dade with the hourglass. So looking for that survivability.
Yep, Kakao trying to zone a bit, making room for Rookie to come down on Rise. But there's just not a lot that KT can do at this point.
No, and Arrow moving up into the mid lane at the moment, and Chani there also. Just give a little bit of a drive-by. They're on the hunt for some enemy buffs. They know exactly where Acorn is.
Yep.
Maybe they'll try and set up a pick right here. It's about all they can do.
Well, it's the type of thing that certainly worked for them in the past, so why not? They're moving right up to Baron, though. They're going to clear out that ward, I would imagine. Yep. And then what will they do with this vision control? All right, coming in, they lock up Deft. Kakao over the wall. Deft very low, nice tidal wave. Still doesn't save Deft, but it was a good try. Meanwhile, KT coming in to try to do even more damage to Johnny, a little bit low. Kakao has to back off for a moment, but Arrow doing so much damage from the side. They claim 2 kills, and now a little bit too low health to turn onto that Baron, though.
No, they can't do Baron.
Yeah.
Dade's still at full health right there. You will get blown up by Kassadin in that situation.
Yep.
So they get a couple kills, and those are the picks that KT needs, but they're not able to turn it into an objective because they are so chunked by that.
Right.
And that's about it.
Well, I mean, we saw them trying to make picks, and that's exactly what the KT Arrows were able to do. They were able to lock down Deft. Kakao comes over the wall, finished him off. And Acorn, kind of a bonus, I would say there.
Yeah, it's just not going to be enough, though. They're going to have to do even better than that in creating picks, and kind of getting 2 free kills is pretty darn good by itself. But when you can't kill the Kassadin as part of that, makes your life pretty difficult.
It certainly does.
Dade just stacking up more and more HP, another needlessly large rod right now. Distortion enchantments everywhere.
And so, KT Arrows trying to set up more picks. They need to get that vision back again. And they're doing it.
Well, Dade clears out a pink ward right there.
Yeah.
Pretty safe, and they start to push that ward line forward. Arrows have control over their side, but they've lost vision on the river right now. Kakao with that W evolve last again.
Like any team fight now, Dade can just go off. Just start wrecking people.
Well, that's why we see a lot of Kassadin bans in this league,
Yep.
and in every league.
And in every league,
in the League of Legends.
The Greater League.
Acorn taking white for some reason.
Hey, that's
Oh,
the
he didn't get it.
He wanted it because it's a Samsung white. Oh, Kakao gets caught.
He's dead.
Zillion ulted, but he's not coming back from that one. I don't think so anywhere. Flashes, ults, tries to get away with the invisibility, but here comes Dade. Spirit backing away. They do get the kill. 2 kills for the Arrows coming in now. Actually, no, for Samsung, my bad. Arrow chasing things down. They will try to catch Dade. Zonia's on cooldown, I believe, so they should get it. No, there's the Zonia's. Acorn in the back lines, making trouble for Someday. Double kill, though, comes in for Arrow. And what a fight! Everyone just kind of eliminating each other, but in the end, Acorn and Hart make it through. What a messy fight.
Yeah, even though
Crazy.
they collapsed very well onto Deft right there, the KT Arrows just didn't have enough cooldowns in order to chunk Acorn. When everything was said and done, Acorn just absolutely massive on this Mundo right now.
I thought that one was going to be a lot cleaner than it ended up being.
Well, yeah, they caught out. They also burned the Zillion
Let's
ult
watch
really
that replay
well.
again.
Great engage right there. He dies at the end of his leap. Now coming in, Hart has to flash over the wall right here. Deft starts walking up, but he gets flanked immediately by Rookie. This is not good positioning.
Yeah.
And look at that, Someday arriving via the teleport as well, so they get an immediate flank onto the carry. Basically a great team fight for the KT Arrows, but you see the scaling issue right here. Once Acorn gets in the mix, Dade hits everybody with a Force Pulse as soon as coming out of that Zonia's. Yeah, he goes down, but there's
Wow,
just
what a
not enough
turnaround.
left to kill Mundo.
Yeah. What a turnaround for Samsung Blue. And they have evened up the gold now as well. Not that the gold is a big issue since we're both over 60,000 for each team.
Yeah, death cap now for Dade. The Kassadin getting scarier and scarier and scarier.
Yeah. Death cap for Dade. It's a great band.
Fantastic.
Yep. He would do an emo band too, wouldn't he? Either that or like death metal, you know?
Uh-oh.
Acorn walking into try someday has to get out of there. Hard coming through though. I don't think they can quite make the big note.
Well, they're trying to get control over Dragon at the moment, but this is dangerous. I mean, Rise can do that Baron very quickly alongside Kha'Zix with the isolation damage.
Or KT just walking up there and saying, all right, well, we see you're interested in Dragon, but how about we just take Baron lead here?
I don't think it was worth losing this kind of control over the Baron pit from Samsung Blue just to walk down a Dragon and not take it. Now they have to set up a bunch of wards again.
Yep, easy to get vision back if there's no one around to stop you.
All right, but they sweep in, move the wards in very efficiently. Go ahead and take that blue. They're not going to give up the Dragon after, or they are going to give up the Dragon, at least for the moment. Well, they're not protecting their wards at all.
I know, well, both teams just losing waves of wards. Here we go, Kakao. Dade has his own his early arrow on the outside. Tidal Wave comes through, puts him on the fight. Dade gets into the back lines, and Rookie's still looking pretty healthy as well. Acorn finally coming in, lands a cleaver. Kakao tries to get out, nearly dead, turns with the big W, so oh, but the snipe from Deft. And now Samsung still on the hunt. 2 kills already. They'll leave it at that. They can turn on to this Baron.
Yeah, they need to take the Baron right now. Go ahead, take the objective you came for. You've got 5 men up. Their jungler's down. Dade zoning on the outside. Arrow!
Dade still wants kills, man! Goodbye, Arrow. Hachani there as well. Rookie comes down. Another double for Dade. He's going to give it over in the end to Zillion, I guess. Hart tried to get that last hit onto Baron with the Aqua Prison. Nice try.
Well, they get it, though, and
they do.
4 for 1 in a Baron. Samsung Blue moving out to their lead, and this is what Samsung Blue does, people. They make the calls that get them back in the game. They took a risk. They knew how far behind they were. They get a 2-man Baron. They play patiently. They wait to outscale, and then they win through superior team fighting. Samsung Blue in a nutshell.
Yep, they even get the Dragon in the end. All the objectives are belong to them.
Let's take a look at this one again. Yep. I mean, Dade just tools people right in front. Someday gets deep, he gets onto Deft, but the exhaust cuts his damage significantly. They collapse onto him immediately. Dade with the early zone use into the Rift Walk back in, so great target calling onto Someday, and then they're able to turn after that.
Really nice tidal wave by Hart as well throughout that, because he was able to split up the team and even get the knockup onto Arrow at the end that kind of kept him out of the fight.
Wow, this goes back to it.
Such good team fighting, yeah.
KT Arrow's composition, they can neither split push nor can they engage in a team fight effectively, and that's why we're seeing them fail. I mean, this is really a team comp that doesn't know what it wants to do, and therefore is just kind of doing nothing, even when we have a game. You would look at a normal game and you'd say 8-3 and 4 Riven. Well, this is probably over, but in this case, there's not an optimal way to utilize this Riven.
Yeah. Huh. It's interesting because we have a lot of, you need a lot of peel in general right now. Your AD carry, especially if you run a lot of Kog'Maw. And so with all that peel, it's dangerous to bring a Riven into that. I'm surprised, actually, to have the Riven picked into this Nami.
KT Arrows, they sometimes play weird picks.
They do.
That's the thing is, if they're ahead in a series, a lot of the reasons why Arrows games have gone to Game 5 in the playoffs is that they make a weird pick. Somebody plays top Elise, they play Blitzcrank, they do something that isn't optimal, and then they lose the game because they have a suboptimal team composition.
Yeah.
But then they kind of go back to normal stuff, and then they just crush their opponents. So it's hard to say.
Well, up in top lane, looks like Acorn getting ready to take that one down at some point. Cannon Minion's gone way off the line. All right, Samsung with the siege. Can they take an inhibitor turret here? I would guess it probably can. Again, it's just the engage, not easy for KT. Riven coming down, teleport available if she needs it.
Indeed.
Well, they'll just back off though.
And yeah, they're moving up, looks like, over to the mid lane right now. Going to leave that tower alone for the moment. Acorn continuing to push forward. They're just having a little fun with the rotating between the 2 lanes, getting what damage they can. This tower's about to fall. Deft gets a free shot.
They're going to get the turret too. There we go. And now moving on to the inhibitor. Hachani getting a little bit low in the process someday with no real way to engage. And that was an easy pickup for Samsung Blue. I feel like we just kind of saw what the rest of the game is going to be. KT looking like they might want to engage. Spirit getting locked up for a moment. Wow, Arrow really getting poked hard by Deft.
Yeah, you're not going to trade with a Kog'Maw as at 40 minutes with Corky. Got that W right over the wall. Kakao taking a little bit of damage from that ebb and flow as they continue to press forward.
Here we go. Moving on to the second inhibitor turret. Can they just repeat the process? Baron buff's still up. I don't see why not.
So Deft to use W on that wave, so he's not equipped to fight right now.
Yep, there we go. Second inhibitor turret down. Moving on to the inhibitor yet again. Samsung Blue.
Teleport,
the teleport. Sunday's trying to come from behind. Can he do it? He has the flash. What a stun! What a play by Sunday. They need to follow it up though. Here we go. Kakao trying to get the back lines. It's Samsung Blue. They somehow live. They live. And there's a triple kill for Deft. That is it. A great attempt by the KT Arrows, but it wasn't enough. Too little, too late. Quadra. Will he get the penta? Not quite. A Cathian surprise. Didn't quite do it. Oh.
Deft is sad he didn't get that penta, but
Yeah.
man, and that's the problem here is you can see that was the KT Arrows' only way to force a fight.
It was really perfect too, man.
If you,
but,
yeah, it was, but
not
if you
enough.
have to engage by relying on a teleport Riven flank,
Yeah.
you probably don't have the best team composition.
Well, that's the truth, and that is going to be the end of game number 2. Samsung Blue ties it up 1-1. GG.
Great series so far, though.
Awesome series, man. We have seen 2 spectacular games. Deft, he just won the game, but he's feeling kind of depressed. Again, he's like, more like a Cathian fail. Burrito buff, please.
I could have had that surprise penta, Cathian surprise penta,
That's
but
right.
denied.
Oh well.
And there's Acorn in the end.
Yeah, did a very good job of handling Riven one-on-one at the top lane.
Yep, indeed.
Yep.
Came back, had a couple early deaths, but they cleaned up the Arrows at the end. Arrows just, they couldn't close it out fast enough. And, you know, had they had that warded Baron, had they not given up that 20-minute Baron, they probably would have won that game. But
I
as
think
soon
so,
as that
yeah.
20-minute Baron went down and Blue was able to stabilize a little bit, they clawed their way back in with scaling and really abused the Arrows' lack of initiation.
And that's really what makes Samsung Blue so good, is that they can make decisions like that on the fly, and they're always just perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
Yep.
that's the strength of this team. That's where you see this veteran status, is that in
Oh,
their
yeah.
ability to play from behind, to understand exactly how they're going to win the game. They
Yeah.
just kited it out in that fight in mid lane, and that was the real turning point right there.
That's right. So, guys, that is going to be it for game number 2. But when we come back, the third game in the OGN Champions Summer Grand Finals between Samsung Blue and the KT Arrows. Who takes the lead? Come back and find out.